promised some very different results and the great opportunities of Brexit, and there are none. So yeah, as you can see at the moment, it's 10 o'clock in the morning. There's no orders. We haven't exported a single kilo since the 4th of January. Last January we had a record month. It was all-time record for quantity and value as well. Before Brexit came along, this would be a hive of activity. We would have fishermen calling in early in the morning. Normally now we would have all our orders, packaging lined up. This is our staff room, which is empty. So this whole place would be filled out with pallets. And now that's all quiet now. There's nothing, nothing been going on for 8 weeks now. Now we have an empty building. Compared to what we were sending in December, we're 99% down. It actually feels like we're at war at the moment. I mean, you've got to remember the First World War, the Second World War, our sailing boat oyster fishery continued to fish. So to be stopped dead is, for us, it's like being in a war zone. Even with COVID restrictions before Christmas, we were exporting and it was really gaining momentum. We were really pleased, confident when the COVID restrictions were lifted, we would be, pushing their business where it wanted to be. And then 4th of January came along, and then we realised that, the paperwork wasn't in place, and that essentially is no Category B shellfish to enter direct into the EU. It's starting to be the beginning of the complete downfall of the seafood sector in the UK. All these ferries that used to run from our shores to France have all been stopped. So, we feel very, very insular, cut off.
We made a right hash of it. A lot of lies were told. Normally I'd be out every day, actually 6 days a week. I've got some on the beach, but I haven't been out very much because there's no point in catching them if I can't sell them. They're better off out on the fishery. I've got a few there in the hope that somebody's going to turn up and say, have you got some? They had 4 years to sort things out, and they manifestly haven't. They talk about teething troubles. You can't help but feel that if it was their teeth, they would be rather more concerned, and if their incomes had been cut off with a knife, they wouldn't be saying, oh, wait till April to sort things out. We were promised great opportunities of Brexit. They were promised control of their waters, which they haven't got. They were promised, great home markets and exotic export markets, and the reality is they've got none of that. What they've got now is a situation where the European Union has got more control over the UK fishing industry than it's ever had before. Yeah, I think in Cornwall, the coastal towns and communities and villages, it's going to have a massive effect. You've got Cornwall's had this bustling atmosphere, and that atmosphere is created by people doing stuff. People fulfilled in their careers and in their jobs, and that's all going to be taken away. It's going to lose that magic, and people will filter out and find jobs elsewhere. The boats will go. We want to keep what we've got, and having route to these markets maintains all these things, You know, in Cornwall's the same. We had the mining industry in inland Cornwall, and we had the fishing on the fringes. And, you know, those areas that relied on tin mining, you know, have been really struggling for the last 30 years. And the food banks, the demand is huge. I mean, it's, you know, it's very easily wiped out, like the fishing and the mining. But goodness me, it takes decade after decade to get that place back up again. I was growing up in the 70s and 80s. We had oyster boats that were moored off Flushing. It was a real hive of activity, you know. We had a local mackerel fleet that was enormous. It brought a huge amount of wealth to the local catchment. I remember leaving school and going down to meet my father on the quay with all the men from the village coming off the boats.
Old-fashioned as a picture postcard fishing village like Brixham in Devon. The farmers of the sea have taken a tip from the landlubbers and banded together so they might get the most from their labours after the fruits of the sea.
It just seems such a waste, you know, when we've got more food banks popping up, and you know, and Brexit's just absolutely ruined it, you know.
Thanks so much for watching Byline TV. We're having great fun here and we're backed by you, so keep supporting us. We're the fastest growing independent media and we're a community too. This is all a community, so make sure you're supporting us. Our support comes from you. Go to patreon.com/Byline TV and keep us growing fast so we can keep producing this.